Very warm and sunny Sunday afternoon to you in Dutch Tentland. This afternoon's video is going to be of two pyramid tents. One is a Vrijbuiter, or a Vrijbuiter if you're Dutch, and the other is a Waard Albatros Jr. I want to do a quick comparison, as both of these tents are very largely the same size, but as you're about to see, one of them is a 4-berth and one of them is more of a 2 to 3. So we're going to start with the Vrijbuiter first. This is a Havik 4 model. They can be distinguished by the fact that the deep canopy on the roof, and it goes down to a point at the side. I actually rather like that. Inside we have a double bedroom. Now in there you will get a double airbed comfortably, or obviously 2 singles, and a nice bit of living space as well. So this tent is 3 meters wide and 3.5 deep. Comes with a divider curtain, the second bedroom in there, and it's a lovely old tent actually, very nice. Let's have a quick look at the outside of it before we move on to the Albatross, which I'm sure you'll all want to see. So there it is, very classic pyramid tent, very tall king pole for a 4-berth actually. Certainly 2.3 meters high. The door poles are a good 185, so this is good for tall people. Tall people with wives and 2 kids maybe. Okay, it's in very nice clean condition. I think there's a piece of bird poo there, but apart from that it's lovely. It's 10K canvas, really clean, nice, neat tent. Now let's move on to today's showcase, the Albatross Jr. For all you Albatross fans, it's very similar to the big one in the full-grown Albatross, in the sense that the rear is very swoopy. As swoopy in fact as a silver mew, but as we get to the back, although it's very rounded, it's also a little bit more pointed. Albatrosses, of course, are 4 meters wide, these are 3, so there's a good bit of difference. So there's another side view. Any Hollywood agents out there looking for a cinematographer, don't give me a call. Right, and inside now, of course, you get this lovely rounded back end, these lovely swoopy sides and back. Makes these tents really lovely. But of course the payback for that is the fact that you are not going to get 2 double airbeds either side of that. There are curtains for this, by the way, zip-in curtains. There's the zips up there. Got the curtains for it. They're great. But I've taken them out for the purpose of the video. 2 air vents at the back. So really, because you aren't going to get the 4 airbeds in there easily, you know, this is really a 2 to 3 berth. Ideally you'd even sleep across rather than front to back. Same sort of size living area as the Vrijbuiter. Interestingly, this is a type 1 Albatross. There are 3 types. You'll notice there's no door poles. You probably notice that there's no door poles in the Vrijbuiter here, because that has an A-frame setup. This doesn't have poles at all. So what we have here is roof bars connecting onto the king pole with that round dishy thing with eyelets in it. The roof bars run down here, they go through 2 holes, and then they carry on right out to the awning. And then we have a bar going across, which is a stabiliser, just to hold the door up. So what you get when you open the entire front up is this really clear open space with just 1 pole, even nicer than a bell tent. On the subject of bell tents, when is somebody going to get round to getting rid of that silly A-frame door and putting in upright poles and making a bell tent into a, I don't know, a pyramid bell, it makes so much more sense. And that market needs a bit of a rejuvenation, I think. Bell tents are a bit common now. Right, I'm just going to put you on pause for a second. I'm going to drop the doors, give you an idea what this thing looks like then. Back in a moment. And now you can see the front wall in place, and now I'll do the doors. Door 1 and door 2. You'll notice on the front doors they both have plastic windows. On the underside of that there are flaps which can be lifted up to let the daylight in, and you'll see at the top there are 2 eyebrows. Well, they are gauze vents for a bit more ventilation. And there are the curtains in place, and I'll just show you what they're like opened. And with the curtains tied open, you can open up the space, so you can have them in or out, whatever you want. The curtains simply partition the one single bedroom. There's no central curtain in these. As I said, they're really designed for a couple. Or maybe a family with a small child, or... So there we are really. Condition wise, what's this thing like? Well, I've found really nothing, but we do have a bit of a mildew stain there, and there's another little one on the skirt there. Apart from that, this canvas is in lovely condition, and I think now I'm going to get some water and see what happens with that. Okay, so let's try the good old water test with a kettle. It should just bead off. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. It just runs off. Fabulous. So I can only presume that the rest of the canvas is in good order. Let's do a little bit more there. Yeah, just dropping.